Yo, what up, Chetan? How you doing, brother? Congrats on passing your funded, bro. Yo, what up, Azim? How you doing, brother? Can you come on Discord too? I could, but it's a bit too different chats I have to look at. Yo, what up, Duma? How you doing, bro? I'm good, I'm good. I'm on my mobile, so I can't watch chart and YouTube stream. I see. Um, let me see. I'll do it tomorrow if that's fine, Chetan. I already set this up. It's a bit. It's just gonna be a quick stream today, but yeah, I got you, Duma. Here you go. It's gonna be the ICT kill zones and pivots by TFO. And then you guys can just copy these settings. Just like pause the video if you need or reverse it. Just scroll down for you. But basically what I'm looking at for today is probably just a move lower at open and then a possible reversal to the upside. I don't know yet, but something like this. We could end up taking these lows over here too. I'm looking at this as well. Honestly, I don't know about a reversal, but like we might just end up selling off. I'm not too sure. But yeah, I'm probably looking for a move lower at least. Are you guys long or short bias today? Ooh. We got about 6 more minutes till market open. At market open, I would like to see an inversion, something like this to the downside, but we'll see. There is a bit of an SMT right now. NQ's kind of just pushing. Three more minutes. Okay, so ES sweep that too. No more SMT, but how do you determine your bias on day like these where the 4 hour and 1 hour really choppy candles? For me, it's more like I use overnight price as like a draw. So if I see stacked lows like this, right, I'm more drawn to these levels, right? So I'll probably be looking for shorts in the morning. That's unless we start just pushing aggressively to the upside, then I'd probably have to switch my bias to being bullish. But for the time being, we are in this like 5-minute gap. I would like to see a sell-off on market open. Might not happen, but we'll see. Yeah. Because if we start pushing right here and it versus 5, I'd probably be bullish, but we'll see. I know, holding it though. If we could close below this 1 minute, that'd be good though. So now it's trying to go for Asia and London lows, right? So you do that's kind of what I was talking about, like just kind of using overnight price, right? If you could see stacked lows, we kind of like to target that when we get to New York. So good what do you call it? Good targets you know you could aim for. And honestly, I did take that trade. I'm up 420 bucks, but that kind of took a while for it to play out in the sense that I did give it a couple tries. I was trading pre-market as well. So this was my first entry over here. I really wanted these London lows, right? And then also these lows over here. So this was my trade idea, and I was up probably like 200, maybe 300 bucks. I had a little bit of drawdown over here, but I was up a little bit, and then I could have gone break even. I did have a break even, but I wanted to let the trade breathe a little bit. So New York kind of opened up a little wonky, but the trade did end up playing out. I re-entered over here once I saw us flip right here, and we held the 5 minute. But this is an interesting dump right here, I'm not gonna lie. I would say stay out of this, kind of. It's a little bit too volatile right now, but we still have good targets to the downside. Like I said, I'm probably short biased today now. Like over the next couple days, I want to see us push, but that's not first thing I want to see first of all is a push down. So probably us selling off possibly into 587. That's probably my next target. 587 is probably gonna be my next target, and then over the course of a couple days, I would like to see something like this. I want to see like maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday start pushing to the upside back up again. So yeah, I took these two trades right here. So one loss, one win. Okay, and we literally don't have any targets for a little bit, so this is kind of hard to see. Like, stay out of this though, because we're just selling off so much. I guess you could play off of ES. ES still is trying to go for Asia low right here, so but Duma, does that make sense? Like how I was able to kind of see shorts? I mean, I was already short bias from over here, but my only condition to flip long was if we close through this 5 minute up here strong. that would probably give me an indication that we want to go for maybe this high first, and then from there, if we continue to push past, I would go for a London high. But I kind of see what's happening at the moment, right? And what I could see at the moment was like we're kind of holding this 5 minute, right? I mean, we kind of had like an aggressive push right here, but immediately flipped back down and then just sold right through. The only legit entry I think I could have seen, I mean, I already had I guess an inclination for shorts, but that's kind of why I had conviction for a trade right here. Yeah, looking at the one kind of gave me an idea where the market would want to go at this hour. Yeah. The only legit entry I think you could have gotten into was literally just an inversion right here. So if we close below, oops, hold up. If we literally close below right here, like that was probably the only legit entry that you could have gotten. But like there was so much momentum, we didn't even get a close like all the way until down here, right? So it's kind of just, you have to use market intuition. It's like if you see a lot of momentum and know that we're not going to close the candle below here in time, right, for you to get an entry, then you just have to get in the trade, or you don't have to get in the trade at all and just, you know, sit it out, right? Would the inversion have to be a candle? Yeah, it would have to candle closure. I think Duma, for you, since you're pretty new to trading, right, I would say wait for the close. Don't start trying to enter candles early yet. More oftentimes than not, it will save you for just waiting for a candle closure, right? Actually, I don't know if you're new, Duma, but sorry, I think that's Don. That's someone else, but yeah, I would say wait for the candle closure. I think once you get more comfortable with inversions and like being able to read where price wants to go, for me, I don't care about inversions. Like, I use them a lot, right? However, the biggest thing why I put on risk and why I put on trades is I have an idea, or I have a drawn liquidity and I want it to get achieved, right? So like I have confidence in where the drawn liquidity is gonna go. That's why I'm willing to put on the trade. Like, I don't need an entry, to be honest with you, like if I were to take a trade. But like entries are nice, right? Because it gives you a place where you could put your stop, right, and stuff like that. For me, like, I know, okay, I don't want to say I know, right? I'm using language that like is kind of sketchy, not sketchy, but like kind of dangerous when it comes to trading, right? You should never say, yeah, I knew exactly where the market is gonna go, right? For me, I'm like, I had an idea of where the market was gonna go, right? And the idea I had was I wanted to see these stacked Asia lows get hit, right? Stacked lows right here. I was inclined to, you know, see shorts, stuff like that, right? So should never say I know in the market, right? Because as soon as you start saying I know in the market, bro, you're gonna get shit on, for real. I could have held this trade a little bit though. Like I said, I gave this trade like 2 tries. The first trade got stopped out 400, and then honestly the next trade I made back, or the second trade was $800, so now I'm up 400. Pretty nice. Kind of took I said first loss though, was kind of unlucky, but whatever. I was kind of hoping that we'd just dump like right off the bat, so I didn't have to even think about taking a loss, but it's whatever. Drawn liquidity is the target as well, right? Yeah, drawn liquidity and target, I use, they're the same thing. They're literally the same thing. So drawn liquidity and bias. So bias, I did, you know, I kind of define as like what bias, right? This is how I define what I want to see happen throughout the day. Oh, wait, throughout the day. And then bias, or drawn liquidity / target. What's currently what's price currently drawing towards, right? Because you could be bullish bias for the day, right? But at your drawn liquidity could be bearish, right? So your bias could be bullish, right? Oops, let's see. Your bias could be bullish. However, the drawn liquidity could be bearish, right? So what I mean by that is, so you see how we have all these, you know, highs right here, right? That we're kind of generating lower resistance liquidity, right? My bias, let's just pretend my bias is bullish because of this, right? And I want to see longs, right? But the drawn liquidity is bearish. And what I mean by that, so let me replay for you, right? Let me replay for you. Let's say we get to this point right here, right? I would say my bias overall would be bullish. However, before I want to see my bias play out, I need a requirement, right? I need something to happen for me to be bullish. I want to see people get swept out, right? I want to see London and Asia low get swept, right? Because we have stacked lows, right? We have stacked lows. I want to see people get swept out, right? And why do I want to see that? Because when I see us take out these lows, right? Think about it. These lows are where people put stop losses, right? This is how traditional ICT, or this is how, no, it's not even ICT. This is how people are taught in books, right? Trading books, you know, support and resistance levels. They are taught to, like, anywhere over here. Let's say someone took like longs over here, right? Like using different strategies and whatnot, right? They are taught to put their stop losses below swing lows and swing highs, right? As soon as you sweep these levels, you're stopping these people out, right? So now the banks are targeting these like lows over here, right? As soon as you target these lows and stop the people out, right? Now the banks have enough orders and liquidity in the market to drive it wherever they want, right? Because now they bought a whole bunch of orders, right? Because if you think about it, banks, they have so much orders put in and so much money, like there's not enough like orders to be going around, so they have to like have like a major sweep of orders, right, for them to load up on positions and then target the upside. So basically, once you stop people out, that's basically our job as ICT traders or retail traders, is to kind of ride the momentum with like the big dogs, right? So as like I said, my bias is bullish, right? However, requirement for that to happen is I need to see something get swept, right? And that would be the drawn liquidity, right? Because once you start selling off into these lows, right? Now the target's been achieved, right? Now from here, right? I could see, let's say we start pushing right here. Now my drawn liquidity, I would say, would be this high, right? But guess what? At the same time, my bias is also to the upside, right? So now my bias and drawn liquidity are both aligning with each other, right? They're both bullish. This is where you're gonna find your best trades. So now, if it starts pushing, the drawn liquidity would be what? This swing high, right? This high over here. But at the same time, that's also my drawn liquidity. So this is where you can find your S plus trades, your A plus setups right here, right? Is when they're both aligning. But yeah, drawn liquidity, the bias could be bullish, but your drawn liquidity could be bearish. And this is just an example, right? Because before I could even see longs, right? I said I wanted a sell off, right? So my bias was bullish. However, my drawn liquidity was bearish. Drawn liquidity kind of wins at the time though, because that's kind of what's currently happening in price. A little crash course, if that makes sense. So now my requirement for me to be bullish, right? Alright, I guess I could do this too. Hold up. I'm not lying, you know? I'm not lying, guys. I guess my requirement for a long now is probably... Of course, bro, I got you. Yeah, just keep coming and ask, you know, if you keep asking questions, I'll try my best to help you. So we did take a target on London highs, which is pretty good. We had like all these stacked highs on London. It's kind of why for the push. However, I'm honestly kind of bearish right now. And the reason I'm bearish, like, let me tell you guys, is... first of all, ES didn't sweep Asia low. We kind of reversed up, right? So this entire pump up was because of ES, right? But NQ is so weak right now. Look how far away we are from London highs, right? So ES took London highs, NQ did not, right? Big SMT, and look how bearish NQ starts like pushing now, right? NQ is so bearish, and ES pushed this entire price leg up was because of ES. But now as soon as we achieve our target, right? we start selling off to the downside. So now I'm starting to think that we're probably bearish. There is a mini inversion right here for short, and we started holding this gap as well. So it's not looking bad for shorts at all by any means. If anything, I prefer that. So there's like a strong candle closure right there. Potential entry, but I don't like the risk to reward too much right here. And like, where would you even aim for, right? What's your target? So this is the thing that like kind of sucks when you're trading this right here, when there's nothing, no structure to work off. Like, where would you put your you know, targets and shit? So like, if you were in this trade, I'd honestly just scale right here. Like, this would be your scale right here, and I'd probably just like scale half and just immediately go break. Just go break even and don't even think about the trade, guys, so you don't have to worry about the trade, and just try to hold for runners. That's the only thing you can do here, because there's literally no structure on the left to work off of until like a while. So I would say if you're in this trade, like your literally TP would be right at that swing low, and then potential next level I'm be looking at is 622. 622 is literally the next swing low, but that like, you should be break even already, because it's already kind of sketch to trade this. But yeah, it's nice to like utilize both you know, ES and NQ. I don't really trade ES because it's too slow for me, but any indication if it's forming equal lows on the 1 minute? Oh no, this is definitely equal lows. Like, it's equal lows, but because it's equal lows, I like that to get swept. See, so now we sweep that. See, so now it's equal lows, and then we just sweep it. Basically, you want to target equal lows or like stacked lows, and you're good. Like, I could literally open up the charts and then look at it for like maybe like 10 seconds and then determine where I would like to see price draw towards. It's kind of hard though on days where we literally just chop like this. But if we're building structure like this or something, like, it's a lot easier to read, right? But if we're not, it is kind of clear. Today was kind of clear to me, right? Another thing I will say, Duma, is whatever we're closest to is probably going to be the draw. And what I mean by that is, let's say like this is Asia high right here, right? Let's say this is Asia high and Asia low, right? Whatever we're closest to, right? Whatever we're closest to is kind of what I'm thinking is going to happen first, right? So say we're over like 50% like of towards Asia, right? I'm more inclined to think that we're short here. That's not always the case, but like it's kind of more likely to happen, if that makes sense. Because so if I were to reverse if I were to reverse this, right, and replay this, right, and I'll draw the same box for you, right? So let me pretend and I'll draw the same box, right? Whatever we're closer to, right, we're on the 50% lower half of where price is over here, right? So market open right around like here, right? Because we're like closer to the Asia side, I would like to, or I would have liked to see in shorts. That's kind of what ended up happening. Yeah, that's like also like another tip. I wouldn't rely on that. That's the last thing you should be relying on though. But that's just kind of something I figured is like after trading a while, it's like whatever we're closer to, like half, like whatever half we're on, that's kind of what I've seen happen more. We just target that lower half more. So if we were like over here, let's pretend like we're over here instead, right? So before market open, right? Before market open, we start doing something like this over here. I would be inclined to think that we'd probably go long at open. This would be the draw on liquidity at open. But the bias, I wouldn't know what the bias is for a little bit until something like a bigger move happens. But like because we're on like the upper half of this like range, I guess, like I would start thinking, I would believe that we'd probably go for Asia high. That's not an ICT thing, it's just kind of what I've noticed trading ICT. Maybe it's an ICT thing, I don't fucking know. But yeah, if you guys took this trade, this was like the only other trade I could have seen other than this dump down. The reason you could have entered off of this trade was two things. two things I like about this trade is we kind of closed below two, almost two inversions, but like honestly, I wouldn't care. I wouldn't wait for this to close. The reason I would have liked this trade, right, is because first of all, you get an inversion entry, right? At the same time, you're actually holding this fair value gap, and you're also at the same time blasting through London and Asia low. So when we close below strong, another thing I've noticed is if you close below strong on London and NQ, if you close below strong on like these Asia or London levels, right, instead of just like kind of hanging around here, immediately sweeping and then going to the upside, if you close below strong like this, like over here, right, and continue pushing the direction, that's pretty much going to be the bias for a little bit, for the next couple hours probably. So that's kind of, so this retrace, I'm not scared about this retrace. I'm not looking for longs here unless we close above here. So like I would only flip my bias bullish, right, if we kind of close over here strong, right, giving me indication that we want to push higher, but we kind of held this level, right, and we got, for me, the reason I would have entered this trade is this is a confirmation candle for me, meaning we kind of hold the fair value gaps, right? So we're holding this fair value gap and holding the other fair value gap. We closed below as well on this inversion, create an inversion, right? This was the only candle I would have entered on, and then would have gone break even right here, and then just try to hold, right? Hold until that was at 870 level. What was it? Or sorry, I guess 620. No, 620 level. So 620 is the next target, and then after that, previous London and then previous Asia. So 620 is the first one. 608, and then literally just honestly just hold till 587. So now, like, we're not really going anywhere, which kind of sucks. What I'm looking at now is kind of just seeing how we react at any levels. So if we can get a retrace up here, right? So if we could get a retrace up here, what I'm looking at is potential long now, right? And then my drawn liquidity would be this swing high, right? So my drawn liquidity would be this swing high. That's if we close above, right? If not, and we retrace into this level and immediately start selling off, I'll still be short. So like entries like fair value gaps and like inversions, like they're the least of your worry as long as you're able to identify the drawn liquidity, right? And how, another thing, how you're able to determine that is look at how the candle prints, right? So what I mean by that is just looking at how strong candle closes happen in each direction, right? So look at this entire left side right here. Look at this entire left side. Look how strong and decisive these candles are in the bearish direction, right? Meanwhile, you know, on the way up, we're kind of pushing. We're still getting nice candles, but they're a lot smaller than these candles that right here, right? So that's kind of giving me an indication that we want to sell off, right? Look at also this side. Super aggressive, you know, sell off candles, right? And then now look at this side. So now if we sell, you know, if we start pushing back into this level, still having like small bullish candles and immediately get like a fat candle to the downside again, that would kind of give me an idea we are still short. But we just don't know yet. But that's why you have to wait until we retrace to this fair value up, see what happens. But I will say ES is kind of pushing now, right? NQ is really bearish. ES is pretty bullish. So I could see us push as well. It's not bad. We also have a shit ton of targets to the upside, so I would like that too. Oof. But yeah, no more live trades for me. I'm done. So if we were close, if we were to close above that gap, would you switch your as of now bias? No, I would say no, and the reason for that is this is just kind of like a temporary swing high for me, right? So if we were to close above here, Duma, right? if we were to close above here, this would only give me confidence for a long. Sure, okay. So if we close above here, Duma, this would give me confidence for a long, but not a long to the point where I'd be comfortable holding all day, right? Like I would be comfortable with the long, but not in the sense like this, right? I wouldn't be comfortable with this. It would look more like this, right? Like I'd be comfortable until we take this high at minimum, or sorry, at maximum probably, and then from there, like if we continue to push, that's great. But like if we close above here, this is only like a temporary bias, right? Or temporary drawn liquidity that I'd be comfortable taking long, right? Because like I said, look how aggressive we're kind of selling off still, and we still have targets to the downside. If you think about it, like if you think about it, we've just been selling off for the past couple hours, or since last week actually. So since last Wednesday, we've been selling off, right? So if we do close above, I wouldn't have confidence holding for as long as like up till London or something. It'd only be a temporary like long I'd be comfortable taking. For me to switch my bias, like I'd have to see this. Like probably like what I said over here is us close back above London and Asia and then inverse this. And even then I wouldn't really like longs. I'd only like longs if we could somehow retrace over here, open up a fair value gap, and then start pushing over here, right? Then I would like that. But until then, right, we're just kind of hanging around seeing what happens with price. But like if we hold this and it inverse this to the downside, I'd like that also. Like this would be nice. So if you kind of hold this inversion right here, right, and then close below here, that'd also be like a nice inversion, right? And then hold till, was it 621, right? Hold six, you'd hold the level, or sorry, you'd hold your trade until 621. Maybe scale if you want a little bit. Go break even at the swing low. But yeah, if we close above, like longs could work, but I wouldn't expect it to happen for a while, or not for a while, but like I wouldn't hold for that long, if that makes sense. If ES closes above, like, it could push us higher, but we'll see. I'll probably be on for like another 10-15 minutes. Like I said, today's gonna be a short stream, but hopefully you learned something. I will be on a lot longer tomorrow and Thursday. I need to sit back and watch this live stream again because low-key missed a few things. Well, but thanks again for the lesson. Of course, bro, I got you. I'm still debating if I want to make like a to Z like series on how I trade. Because like I said, I trade ICT, but I've simplified ICT so much that like I don't have to worry about anything else. Like I'll only see the market now in a way where it's just simply like liquidity, and like I'll use fair value gaps as like a helping tool, right? Either as an entry or how I determine if we're holding a level or not. It's helped a lot, I would say, for sure. Like I said, Duma, if you don't, I trade the most similar to Lanto. So go on Twitter and then look up Lanto. And try to go on his older posts, like scroll through his stuff where he used to try to explain his trades. I literally just trade exactly almost like Lanto almost. He's kind of who I won't say I learned the most from, but like I look at his trades and try to reverse engineer it, right? And like I'm like, how is this guy so successful at trading, right? And basically what it was he just simplified ICT so much at the time when right I was trying to do turtle soups and then breaker blocks and all this other stuff and silver bullet, and it was just a mess, right? You gotta learn what works for you, and for me, what I learned what works is just liquidity. That's literally all I need to understand for a trade to work for me. You explained it really well, and I think you could find a niche calm like that idea, see, but don't overcomplicate it too much. Yes sir, thank you, appreciate it. Like 2 possible scenarios: if we close below this inversion, I'd see short. If we close above temporarily, I'd probably see this swing high get taken out. From there, if we start selling off at the swing high, that'd be bearish signal, but how long you been trading for Duma? And then also, how long have you been trading ICT for? It's kind of a bullish sign though, I'm not gonna lie. Kind of holding this fair value add now to the upside. Literally, if we close above all this chop, I'd probably see longs, I'm not gonna lie. So if we like do something like this, where we just like close strong right here. But we'll see. Don't want to try to guess. Trading for a year, you got a 750 payout in total. I traded some of Vito commercial strat, but I'm wanting to include some ICT real estate stuff to refine my strat. Okay. Honestly, I've never heard of Vito commercies. I gotta look that up. Oh, it's this guy? Who is this guy? Oh, so is he an ICT trader as well? I've never seen this guy before. Hold up. Vito. Oh, he doesn't have a Twitter, bro. Alright, now this is just kind of choppy, so I'd stay out of the markets for a little bit until we choose the direction. Okay, here we go. Look at this. Yo, 30 bucks. Okay, guys, I'm gonna buy some accounts actually. What the fuck? Okay. Yo, what? Oh my god. Okay, boys. Well, there's a Tradeify sale going on right now. 30 bucks for an eval. Use code MONK. Holy shit. Resets. Okay, 30 bucks. That's pretty big, actually. Funding ticks. Holy crap. Okay. That's interesting. Okay, so now we're starting to push, which is nice. So ES is wanting to draw towards this high on Asia high, right? So now if we close above this inversion right here, it would be nice for a long. But I said NQ is a lot weaker than ES right now. But because ES is pushing towards these highs, if we close above here, I would be okay with taking a long up until this high right here gets taken. Immediately go break even once we go right here, and then try to aim for right here, but I honestly don't see it. unless like ES is just gonna blast through. Do we have targets on ES still? Like next Asia high? Like I said, if ES could keep pushing us higher, then that'd be nice. But if we cannot continue to push up here, then I don't see I don't see us having enough steam to go all the way back up on NQ. Because NQ, like I said, is a lot weaker right now. So ES is really close to taking that high. So until that gets taken, I'd be okay taking this long. But it's starting to sell off a little bit. But I still want to see this high get taken on ES. We're literally right there on Asia high right there. But the trade right here, right? Look at your risk to reward. It's kind of booty cheek. Like you'd actually have to try to hold all the way till, like, I mean, the trade could look something like this. Your stop could be at the CE of this fair value gap, but like you'd have to go break even like immediately, bro. I don't know if we like some trades are better than others for sure. Like all trades are not equal. But yeah, we are inside a macro right now. A macro. I really like this macro indicator though. It's like nice and what do you call it? Sleek. Simple. So ideally, honestly, if I were to kind of form a bias for what would happen in the next hour, right? Ideally, this is what I want to see. Us retrace up here. Oh wait, oops. Us retrace up here, inverse this fair value gap, and then just continue lower for the rest of the day. I'm not gonna lie. This is literally what I would just want to see. So we could somehow manage to sweep this. Honestly, I wouldn't mind a higher push up into this level. So like a push up here, and then us like just inverse this, right? And then try to find an entry over here, and then just continue selling off for the rest of the day. Because why would I want to see shorts? That's kind of what we've been doing for the past couple days, is just selling off. Yeah. We'll see though. A couple, okay, so for you guys watching right now, if you were to, I would recommend a couple channels that you guys could check out. Or not, Lanto is only on Twitter for the most part, but I'd also look at Desi. I really like Desi as well. Desi's cool. Is that how you spell it? Desi? He trades inversions, so IFEGs. Dodgy is like, I mean, Dodgy is like the one that everyone watches for IFEG, right? But I don't like his execution style. Who else? The person who I do not like, the person I stay away from trading like is Brian Stonk, bro. He's a cool guy, but like this guy, when I look at this chart, bro, it's like the exact opposite of what I want to see in the trading, or in my trading at least. It's like so much shit on his screen, bro. I'm like, how do you see what's going on? He's a good trader though. Who else? Honestly, these two are solid, bro. Like you guys could just watch these guys and probably figure it out. I know Desi's live streaming on YouTube right now, so once my stream ends, go check out Desi, guys. I would say just go check out Desi as well. You guys can learn a lot from him as well. Is that how you spell it? I don't know. If you guys go to my following page, whoever I follow. Oh, he's literally right here. Yeah, check out Desi right here. Cool guy. He's been on a nasty win streak, so he trades inversions only for the most part, but insane trader as well. Recommend. Oh, actually, yeah. If you guys just watch these three, your trading will fucking... Okay. These three are literally all you guys need for fucking being successful in trading. I would say start watching Justin, right? Justin Werline. Watch his older videos, where he explains, like, watch his market maker model videos, right? Like, just go to his YouTube page and just go filter it by the most popular videos. You guys will see what I'm talking about. Like, watch this guy for context on how the market works, right? This is how I learned the most. And then go to Lanto. Lanto, if you want to trade like most similar to me, Lanto trades literally just the most simple stuff, like drawn liquidity and fair value apps. Sometimes he'll mix it up as well, but Desi as well. Desi, if you like inversions more and just want to trade IFVGs. These three are literally all you need to get a good payout, bro. Hey, and you know, if you guys don't mind, bro, if you guys don't mind, let me just slide that in there as well. So let me just let me just slide this in here if you guys don't mind. Alright. If you guys don't mind, bro, I'm just gonna slide this right here, you know? There you go. These four are all you need to be successful, guys, right here. These four right here. Okay. I'm sorry about my little thing. Okay, so now we're starting to push. Nice push off of this fair value. Yep. Can we take this high already, bro? NQ, or sorry, ES is so close to taking this high. I just want to see us take it right now, please. Just pump up. Pump up. Let me see, I'll show you. Yeah, I kind of fucked up two things this morning, but it's fine. Okay, well, like I said, boys, if you guys are trading with Tradeify right now, they have a fat sale going on right now. Make sure you use code MONK, of course, for your boy. $30 on a 50K right now, pretty fat. I think this is the lowest I've seen it. I can't remember. I'm trying to think. Yeah, this is probably the lowest I've seen it. So you guys have until August 21st. What's that? Till Thursday? Till Thursday to buy an account if you guys want. And then yeah, I'm literally just gonna buy a couple more accounts right now. And then see how it goes. See if I could try to pass it. I won't pay the activation fee yet, of course, but try to pass a couple, and then that's pretty much it. But that's all for me today, boys. I still, like I said, would like to see it push up and then potential sell off, but just be very careful. Kind of slowing down in the market a little bit. If we continue to just keep pushing and pumping, London highs and Asia highs would be the target. But yeah, that is all from me. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be a longer stream for sure. I had to cut it short a little bit today. I got work later, so shit. But thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you guys